Allen Houston for three.
Terrific setup by Larry Johnson. Collapsing defense. Rudy Tomjanovich very concerned about the two-pronged attack for the Knicks. Johnson and Allen Houston. They need quicker double teams.
Allen has half of the Knick points. Almost a steal. Akeem unloads to Drexler. Clyde Drexler's first two. And the Knicks. Oakley.
Passer today rather than a low post scorer.
He's missed his last four shots. There's Charlie Ward sneaking baseline to lay it in.
So if that was a look from Matt Maloney, back at you.
Here they are again, and the Rockets in, and a screen from Olajuwon. Now posting low, Olajuwon turns on Dudley. Flips it back out to Bullard. Bullard again puts the ball on the floor, but missed the shot. Offensive board, Olajuwon.
Team won't go to his jump hook.
Drexler for three. Clyde Drexler has a half dozen points, and the New York lead reduced to one.
Teams are still doubling Akeem almost every time, and he's not putting that much of a pressure situation on his defender.
Johnson to Dudley for the jam.
That's when Chris Dudley should get the ball one where he can see.
Childs badly missed that one. LJ and one.
And he outfights a pretty good rebounder in Kevin Willis. Goes up, gets it, and then brings it right.
Playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
Starks for three. Boy, they needed that. Larry Johnson had been the only man to score in the quarter. The rest of the team had been 0 for 7 before that Starks trifecta. Eddie Johnson to answer, and he got it.
Now that's what it is with streaky players. Eddie Johnson is on a streak. John Starks is hoping to stay on one right now.
Eddie Johnson has hit all three of his shots, has 7 points.
And Barkley is setting screens, doing little things, helping guys out.
Nice, Larry Johnson.
LJ, 20 left till halftime. Starks with another three. It's become the Starks-Johnson shootout. 2 in a row for John Starks.
Yeah, and people always say, why do you keep John Starks in? 1 for 9, 0 for this, because you never know when the explosion's going to come. And, you know, when he experiences it, the Knicks take off and high.
Here's the hot man the other way. Johnson giving it up to Akeem. Willis.
Steve, the emotional players like John Starks, you can almost count on them coming back, having a big game after the bust in Portland Friday night.
Allen Houston. Allen Houston has 7, and the Knicks regain the lead.
The Knicks playing so much prettier basketball when they go with the small lineup. Oh, Eddie Johnson just saves him.
Akeem posting low, mismatch with LJ.
He's got to look at that.
Have a comfortable lead.
LJ has a dozen. Akeem against Cummings, and one. Scored the last 5 Rocket points. That 3-point play makes it a 1-point Houston lead. Starks takes care of that. Took it right into the face of Akeem and laid it in.
Now they've got their 3 primary scorers out there, and all of them getting a pretty good rhythm now. So this should be a good offensive game the rest of the way. Barkley right at the basket.
From Price, who made the nice pass.
Price, who barely played in the great Minnesota game on Friday night. Matt Maloney finished the whole game there.
Knicks finally heating it up after. And Johnson pitches it out to Starks for 3. And the Knicks have equaled their biggest lead.
Trying to get Charles Barkley involved in this game at the offensive end, but he's got to go quickly, otherwise they're going to collapse. He travels, got nothing.
Missed the shot. Oakley has his 11th board.
Nice pass.
Not too nice, picked off by Willis.
It was a great idea, though. Willis was just too quick.
Barkley against Oakley. Bowls his way in, rejected by Mills. Ward from Starks.
sparked by their defense. Charles is forcing and trying to pull his way to the hoop. Collapsing Knick defense is just too good.
Price lost it. Here's Starks on a run out.
It's now about attitude and how bad the Houston Rockets want it. The Knicks have got aggressive. They're holding. They're grabbing. Rockets have got to fight through it.
But the strength of Larry Johnson, Steve, as Drexler forces up
at their defensive end of the floor.
Starks for three. So 5 of 6 shooting now for the Knicks to start the quarter.
These are the guys for the Knicks playing that small ball style that's been so effective in their big run. Barkley answers, but with the ball movement of the Knicks, the sharp passing, the great shooting from the perimeter, so reminiscent of the really great Knick teams of the early 70s.
Off Willis's leg, picked up by Mills. Johnson with a screen, rolls to the hoop, picked up by Price as Willis recovers. But the open man is Ward. Air ball on the three-point attempt.
Larry Johnson's really struggling, trying to run up and down the court.
Johnson collides with Starks and commits the offensive foul.
Eddie Johnson, not a good decision at the offensive end. This is normally a pull-up for him, trying to get to the rim. Stark just stays in front of him. The whistle goes against the Rockets, and Eddie Johnson starts his thanks. But that would have been his fourth.
Hakeem is back in the game for the Rockets, seeing his first action of the fourth quarter.
And Van Gundy counters right away with Chris Dudley.
Larry Johnson, short, on the floor to Barkley.
See, that's what's going to get the Rockets back in the ball game. The Knicks will revert. They'll have those stretches where they're missing the perimeter shots. Then the Rockets have a chance to score.
Mismatch. Barkley shoots over Starks, but can't hit it and shakes his head as he comes back up court. Starks pull up. That's a 2. And Drexler saves it to Barkley.
Rebounding always a key for the Rockets, and they've had absolutely no second chance opportunities. The Rockets not going to the offensive glass this afternoon.
Olajuwon passes out to Johnson, looks inside to Barkley. Barkley, again a jump shot, rolls off, rebounded by Dudley. So the Houston Rockets facing that tough stretch of games on the road and perhaps showing fatigue as an older team as Starks hits another 3.
It's been a fourth quarter explosion for John Starks, and you know that Starks is very confident and very competitive. He won't stop shooting, and he has hit the mark here in the fourth. And they've held and grabbed. The Rockets have allowed that to bother them, and it's affected their fourth quarter play. Starks again.
Meanwhile, John Starks can't miss. 21 now for Starks.
Steve, you keep saying it's a lot of time left in this game for Houston. If John Starks plays like that, goodbye, Houston.
Well, you attack John Starks. I mean, Drexler got 2 fouls on him earlier. Now they're going to double team him every time he gets the ball. Somebody's going to be open.
Ward with the interception leads the Knick break. Hesitation, laid it in.
Well, John Starks has in that streak, and when he's in the zone like this, he's going to let it rip, and it's nothing but ripping the net for the New York Knicks.
And then Charlie Ward taking a page out of Pete Maravich's book of tricks. Right down the lane, tease you, now you got it, nope, layup.
And looks like he could squeeze the air out of it.
One of the problems I've seen with the Rockets today is Charlie Ward steals the ball once again. It's been an all Knicks show. Starks. And Rudy Tomjanovich is going deep to his bench right now, but the Rockets have just had nobody come out and said, hey, let's get going. Let's do something today. They're standing around watching and waiting for others.
16 in the fourth quarter for John Starks, 4 trifectas. And he has 24 for the game. And Charlie Ward having one of his best games as a New York Knick. Makes that steal.
Charlie Ward has been the catalyst, and the guy that has been the killer in the fourth is John Starks with 16.
through the first 13 quarters with 14 ties in 17 lead changes. The hero of that fourth quarter was John Starks. He is with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. He was a hero, 16 points in that fourth quarter. What ignited you?
I just wanted to bounce back up poor performance in Portland. I didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Allen carried us that game, so I just felt that I had to pick up the load this game.
How did you guys manage to hold the Houston Rockets to just 8 points in that fourth quarter with all that firepower they have?
Well, we was very aggressive defensively. We wasn't going to let Olajuwon beat us, so we did a good job. I think Chris Dudley did a good job on him, and we stayed with their three-point shooters. I think that's some of the keys to their offense.
John, congratulations today.
All right, thank you.
All right, they're 6-1 since the All-Star break. Back to you, Tom.
All right, Jim. John Starks with 24 points. Larry Johnson had 16. Drexler led Houston with 16 points. Final again, New York 92.
First Ford saw it all unraveling. Terry Cummings later with a steal, feeding John Starks, and watch the pass from Starks back to Mills. Behind the head, it's a beaut, and New York wins it easily at home, 102-90. So the Bucks, after winning the first 3 in the regular season from New York, can't complete the sweep despite